Do you really show your dog how much they mean to you every single day? You probably think you do, but here's the part nobody talks about. Most of the ways we try to show affection to our dogs completely miss the mark. In fact, some of the things you do on autopilot, thinking you're being a caring owner, might actually be creating distance between you and your dog without you ever noticing. These 7 habits take less than a minute each, but once you weave them into your daily routine, your dog won't just tolerate you, they'll genuinely, deeply, unmistakably love you back. Let's kick things off with the one most people mess up without realizing it. 1. Speak to your dog like they're hanging on your every word. You know that moment when your dog tilts their head to the side while you're talking to them, that confused, curious look like they're trying to piece together a puzzle. Most people write it off as a cute party trick. But there's way more going on beneath the surface. A 2016 study published in Science dropped a bombshell. Dogs don't just register your voice, they process it in the exact same region of the brain that humans use to decode emotion. When you hit that warm, high, slightly silly tone that you'd never dare use with another human, your dog's brain lights up like a Christmas tree. It actually releases oxytocin, that bonding chemical we keep circling back to. But here's where most of us slip up. When you use a flat, tired, or irritable tone, your dog still hears you, but they don't get that same emotional payoff. They hear words without warmth. And over time, that teaches your dog that your voice isn't a source of comfort, it's just noise. So here's the deal. Every single day, when you walk by your dog, when you're filling their bowl, when you catch them just staring at you from across the room, talk to them. Say whatever comes to mind, complain about your day, ask them what they're plotting. The words don't matter. What matters is the delivery. Warm, engaged, present. That tone tells your dog, you're part of my inner circle. And for a dog, that means the world. And if you think that's powerful, just wait until we get to number 7, because there's one place on your dog's body that unlocks something even deeper than your voice ever could, too. This 2-second gaze makes your dog feel completely at ease. Have you ever looked over and noticed your dog just staring at you from across the room? Completely chill, eyes soft, almost like they're in a trance. Most people assume their dog is just bored or nodding off. Wrong. That soft, relaxed eye contact, with zero tension, zero intensity, just a gentle, peaceful look, is one of the most deliberate things a dog can do, and it's aimed directly at you, and dog language. Hard staring is a threat. It's how dogs tell each other to back the hell up. But soft eye contact, where their body is loose and their eyes are calm, means the exact opposite. That's your dog saying, I feel totally safe with you. I don't need to be on guard. Here's how you can turn this into a daily ritual. When you catch your dog giving you that soft look, look back, hold their gaze for a heartbeat or two, then give them a slow, gentle blink and a relaxed smile. You're not trying to stare them down. You're just mirroring the same warmth they're giving you. Research shows that this mutual soft gaze actually spikes oxytocin levels in both you and your dog. It's the same biological loop that happens between a mother and her newborn. You're not just looking at each other, you're chemically wiring yourselves together. So make this a habit. Every morning, every night, whenever your dog throws you that soft look, throw it right back. That 2-second exchange is your dog saying, I completely trust you. And when you return it, you're saying, right back at you. 3. Most owners have no idea they're walking their dogs wrong. Have you ever taken your dog out for what felt like a decent walk, only to come home and find them pacing around, whining, or shoving a toy in your face 5 minutes later? That's not your dog being dramatic. That's your dog trying to tell you that walk didn't scratch the itch, and it's playing out in millions of homes every single day. Here's the thing most people never realize. Dogs don't experience walks the way we do. We treat walks like exercise, a way to burn calories, hit a step goal, tick a box. But for a dog, a walk is intel. It's their version of scrolling the news, checking Instagram, catching up on local gossip. Every single scent tells a full story. Who passed by, what they ate, whether they were anxious or relaxed, if another dog marked that spot, if a squirrel cut through the yard. That's what your dog is actually doing when their nose is glued to the pavement. They're not being difficult. They're gathering information. When you yank them away from every smell, when you keep the leash short and the pace quick, you're not giving your dog a walk, you're giving them a preview. You're handing them the front page and then ripping it away before they can read a single headline. The fix is simple. Carve out a chunk of your walk that belongs entirely to your dog. Just 5 or 10 minutes where you let them take the lead. Let them sniff. Let them double back. Let them stand there processing one patch of grass like it's the most fascinating novel they've ever read. No tugging, no rushing, no agenda. When you start doing this, something clicks. Your dog starts checking in with you more often. They'll glance back mid-sniff with this soft look that practically says, "Thanks for letting me have this." And that look, that's trust stacking up, one sniff at a time. 4. Just park yourself on the floor and see what happens. What if the single most powerful thing you could do for your dog every day required absolutely zero effort? Most people think bonding means playing fetch, giving belly rubs, or tossing a toy. So when they're on the couch and their dog is across the room just lying there, they assume nothing's happening. But something huge is happening. Your dog is watching you, and the simple act of you being nearby without asking for anything is sending a louder message than any game of tug ever could. In the wild, dogs rest near members of their pack not because they're playing, but because they feel safe. Proximity without pressure is one of the strongest bonding signals in the canine world. It says, "I don't want anything from you right now. I just want to be in your space." When you sit on the floor at your dog's level, not reaching for them, not calling them, not trying to make something happen, you're broadcasting that exact message. You're telling them, "I'm not here to ask for anything. I'm just here with you." And here's what happens if you stick with this. At first, your dog might keep their distance. They might not know what to make of you just sitting there. But over time, that gap closes. They'll inch closer, then they'll flop down next to you with that deep, satisfied sigh that seems to come from somewhere primal. That sigh isn't random. That's your dog's body letting go of tension because, in that moment, they feel completely secure. Not because you played with them. Not because you bribed them with treats. Because you chose to be near them with zero expectations. And for a dog, being chosen with no strings attached is one of the purest forms of love there is. So tomorrow, give it a shot. Sit on the floor, scroll your phone, read a book, just exist. Let your dog make the first move. What happens next might catch you off guard. 5. Let your dog greet you the way they're wired to. How do you greet your dog when you walk in the door? Be honest. Do you immediately bend down and start petting them? Do you lean over them and get all up in their face with excitement? If that sounds like you, you're skipping a step your dog has been begging you to learn your whole life. Dogs don't greet each other the way we greet them. When do dogs reunite after time apart? They don't rush face to face. They approach from the side. They keep their bodies loose. They sniff. They circle. They let the other dog set the pace. It's a ritual of consent. Now think about what happens when you walk through the door and immediately tower over your dog, reaching down from above. Your dog. That can feel intense. It's not that they don't adore you. It's that your greeting skips every single step their brain is programmed to expect. Here's the daily fix. When you walk in, play it cool at first. Let your dog come to you. Turn your body slightly sideways instead of facing them head-on. Crouch down to their level instead of hovering over them. Let them sniff your hand. Let them circle you. Let them decide when they're ready for affection. When they lean into you. When they nudge your hand with their head. When their whole body wags instead of just their tail. That's your cue. That's your dog saying, "Okay, now I'm ready for you." This takes about 10 seconds. But those 10 seconds completely flip how your dog experiences your homecoming. You go from being someone who invades their space to someone who honors it. And dogs never forget the people who honor them first. 6. Stop disturbing your dog when they're catching Z's. Can you honestly say you've never reached out and stroked your sleeping dog just because they looked too peaceful to resist? We're all guilty of it. They're curled up, completely zen, and something in you says, "I have to touch that." But what feels like love to you feels like something totally different to your dog. Dogs sleep in cycles, same as us, and deep sleep is when their body does the heavy lifting. It's when they process the day, when their muscles recover, when their brain sorts through memories. It's also when they're most exposed, in the wild. A sleeping dog is a dog that trusts their surroundings enough to let their guard down completely. When you touch them out of nowhere, even softly, you're ripping them out of that state with no warning. Their heart jumps, their muscles tense, and even if they don't snap or growl, something got logged. That spot wasn't as safe as they thought. Do this enough times and you'll notice a shift. Your dog starts picking sleeping spots that are harder to reach, under the bed, behind the couch, and the corner of the room. They're not being distant. They're protecting their sleep from the one person who keeps crashing the party. The daily habit here is the easiest one on this list. When your dog is asleep, leave them be, walk past them, let them surface on their own, and when they do, that groggy, tail-wagging greeting they give you, that's pure gratitude. That's your dog saying, "Thanks for letting me rest." 7. There's one spot on their body that changes everything. Remember back in number 1 when I said there's one spot on your dog's body that triggers something even deeper than your voice? This is it, and once you know about it, you'll never pet your dog the same way again. When deeply bonded dogs interact, they don't just touch each other randomly, they zero in on specific areas, and the most powerful area, the one saved almost exclusively for dogs who share a deep bond, is the spot right behind the ears, at the base of the skull. Here's why this spot is so special. It's a place your dog can never reach on their own. They can't scratch it. They can't groom it. The only way that spot ever gets attention is if another dog, or another being they trust completely, gives it to them. When another dog licks or nuzzles that spot, it floods both dogs with oxytocin. Not just the one getting touched, both of them. It's a shared bonding signal that says, "We're pack. We look out for each other." Now here's what most owners never figure out. You can tap into this same response every single day. Take a few seconds to gently rub or massage that spot right behind your dog's ears, not fast, not rough, slow, steady, intentional strokes. The kind of pressure that says "I'm here" instead of "let's play." Watch what unfolds. Your dog's eyes will drift half shut. Their body will melt into your hand. Their tail will wag slowly, not with hype, but with contentment. That soft, almost trance-like look they get. That's not just them enjoying a scratch. That's their brain releasing the exact same bonding chemicals it would release with a sibling or a parent. You're not just petting them. You're telling them, in a language they've known since birth, that you're family. And the best part, this takes 30 seconds. You can do it while you're watching TV, while you're waiting for your coffee, while you're just sitting there breathing. 30 seconds of focused, intentional touch on that one spot, and your dog walks away chemically linked to you for hours. So here's your game plan starting today. Talk to your dog with warmth. Give them that soft eye contact. Let them sniff on walks. Sit on the floor with no agenda. Let them greet you on their terms. Respect their sleep, and every single day, hit that spot behind their ears with intention. Do these 7 things, and your dog won't just put up with you. They won't just listen to you. They'll genuinely, deeply, chemically adore you. And you'll feel it every time they lean into your hand. Every time they choose to curl up next to you. Every time they look at you with those soft, trusting eyes. That's not just having a dog. That's a bond that goes way deeper than words. If this video made you see your relationship with your dog in a new light, smash that like button and subscribe. That's how we get these videos in front of more owners who want to get it right. And if you'd like to support us in creating more content like this, check out the join button below. I genuinely love having you in this community.